Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today is the day, guys. We are getting the big SBC for the most overpowered player in FC26, the Claudia Pina Player of the Month. We're going to talk about what this SBC is going to do to this game today in terms of fodder prices. Will it make those cards go up? Other strikers and left wings, will they go down because of this? And just the general wild craziness that this is going to create on this game, and just get ready to see Claudia Pina in basically every single game that you play in this game. We're going to talk about all that in today's video, and of course the other interesting content that's heading into this game today. It's a Monday. We got FC Pro going on. We got to watch primetime cards as their upgrades are incoming with Champions League games very soon. We also got to talk about the Gauntlet rewards that look very good for that competition today, a new Flash Rush event, and a new upgrade pack that we're expecting, all as a part of today's content. Let's discuss, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Champions League is back this week, which means we not only have live cards getting upgraded inside of FC26, like these UCL primetime cards, but we also have the UEFA Champions League Challenge on PlayStation tournaments. You guys know that I've been playing these tournaments recently because I need to get FC point rewards to get the paid season pass inside of FC26, but there's a lot more than just FC points up for grabs in this tournament. This is an incredible opportunity to win tickets to the UCL final with travel and accommodation included. It's incredibly easy to play, guys, and you can play from wherever you're at in the world. Simply go to the Tournaments tab on your PlayStation 5 and find the UEFA Champions League Challenge and hit register. You'll even get notified when your matches are about to start in game. These matches run every single hour this entire week, so you got plenty of time to get in, but you do not want to miss out on this. Now, if you're worried that these tournaments are only for pros, well, they are not. If I can get to the final in this tournament, which I have twice in the 4 times that I've played it, then you can too. I've even had people message me and tweet me proof that they have won these tournaments and that they're moving on in the competition for a chance to go to Budapest to see the UCL final. If there was somebody watching this video that ended up at the UCL final, I would be so hyped. Now, if you're not so sure about this and you need to learn more, make sure you click the link in the description to read everything there is to know about the UEFA Champions League Challenge, and best of luck this week winning these tournaments. Now, let's dive into yesterday's content on Sunday to start off the video, where we had a silver evolution, and this one was not really leaked ahead of time. It was maybe teased, I guess you could say, but this is an evolution that I like, but also at the same time I don't like. It's called the Silver Skiller. Fits in with the name of the promo, right? Joga Finito with the 5-star skills, but nice stat boost. Just don't like the Playstyle Plus boost at the very end. Plus 15 shooting, dribbling, passing, plus 20 jumping, 15 ball control. You get the Tiki Taka and inventive base playstyles with big agility, pace, and balance boost is there as well. And then at the very end, you get the press proven playstyle, skill moves up to 5, but you get Trickster Plus. And the thing with this Evo is, it is max 0 playstyle pluses. So it's not like you can put a silver who you've already burned a playstyle plus Evo on into this to not get Trickster Plus. The only way you do this Evo is by getting Trickster Plus by the very end, which for some people they like. Personally, for me, I'm not a huge fan of the Trickster Plus. Again, I mentioned it earlier in yesterday's video. I'd much rather have Trickster Base on a card, and there is a way that you can kind of get around this. If you just want some of the stat boosts, but you don't want the Trickster Plus, you'd also be forfeiting the 5-star skills doing this. But if you do this Evo and you stop at level 2, you're going to have to wait 20 days if you do it right now for this evolution to expire. But this kind of brings back an old method of evolutions that we did a lot in FC24 to try to get some easier chains, is not completing every single section of the evolution, stopping where you want to stop, and then being able to evolve that card again in the future. So that is something you could do with the Silver Skiller Evo. There are a lot of players actually going up on the market because of this. Check your club maybe as you see some of the popular players here on Futbin listed up for this evolution, and maybe you could make some coins on those players from your club. So that's one thing worth mentioning. Not a crazy Evo, but you know, 5-star skills and a silver. If you're okay with the Trickster Plus, go through with that Evo, finish it all the way through, and you will have yourself a pretty unique silver card. Now, yesterday in SBCs, we had a very good cheap card, cheap-ish, I should say, for future evolutions. Julian Duranville, 5-star skills, of course, only the 3-star weak foot, but the playstyles here, which we all know how important playstyles are in this game, the playstyles look great. Low-driven, inventive, trickster, rapid plus with technical and the quick step. He is 5'7" with those dribbling stats. He is going to have great left stick dribbling in the game. Great pace, obviously. Passing is fine, and shooting actually is pretty good. For an 83 shooting stat, you see he's got 87 shot power, 86 attack positioning, and 86 long shots. Not a bad card. 83 stamina. The roles, you know, you have inside forward plus at least. You get the striker position with at least advanced forward plus as well. When 86 rateds fit into evolutions, this is going to be a great card for chains. If you like, honestly, the Claudia Pina type player, the shorter, quicker with the left stick turning, and especially with pace here and the low driven base, that is going to be a great card for evolutions, maybe even during Winter Wildcards, which is just a couple of weeks away. So for 61,000 coins and 85 and 86 rated squad, you can get this card done. Again, it's cheap-ish. It's not super cheap, but especially if you're a Dortmund fan or if you're just trying to collect cool cards for future Evos that look interesting to you, that would be a great SBC to do. Also, yesterday we had the Joga Bonito Challenge 2 for a nice tradable small prime gold players pack there. And of course, the refresh of the base icon upgrade, repeatable 3 times, and the requirements being the exact same. 85, 86, 87 rated squads for the same icon pack that we just had out during the Thunderstruck promo. No surprise that it was unchanged. I'm actually glad that EA didn't go downwards with this or backwards and go for like a max 91. Thankfully, they kept it with this regular no max rating base icon upgrade there. It's 250,000 coins. You can see it's 87% downvoted. I have to think that maybe people were hoping for like the first icon player pick, or maybe it's just this promo in general with the content just not being as great as last week that's getting a lot of the downvotes. I still think this is one of the most intriguing SBCs at the moment because it's not that expensive, and I continue to see solid pulls from these. However, it is a gamble. You could absolutely get shafted on this and pack nothing. Now, let's talk about fodder, because we talked about investing in fodder for this, and fodder did rise a little bit right around the content drop time. Like, you saw 87s go above 8,000 coins. Like, they went to 8.2 to 8.3K. We're a little bit back down right now as we head into Monday. You see 7.8K there for the 87s, and you see the 88s at right around 12.75. These were 13K yesterday, the content drop. I think, guys, if you bought fodder like we talked about, either on Saturday or on Sunday, like if you got 7.5K here, or if you got 12,000 coins flat on the 88s, I think you are holding, because for 2 reasons. Number one, there's still going to be people doing SBCs throughout the week this week, and there's more SBCs coming today. And number 2, you have got some really good gauntlet rewards that I think are going to push people, myself included, to go do an icon pack this week, to go do the Claudia Pina player of the month, maybe even Lamine Yamal. Like, when you get good fodder from untradeable packs and objectives, it makes you want to go do the SBCs, right? Unless you're starting to save packs for Winter Wildcards or for whatever promo is upcoming that you will find more interesting than this Joga Bonito, whatever it may be, we're at least going to have some good packs, and that usually makes people go ahead and do more SBCs. So we're going to talk about that, of course, later when we get into today's content, which will include that gauntlet and those rewards. But let's talk about the Joga Bonito prices here for a second, because, again, yesterday, these cards just literally crashed down in value once again. Take a look at Joga Bonito Vitinha. I know he's one of the most expensive cards in this team, but he started the day yesterday for like 2.5 million coins. He's now 2 million flat. I think Bonmati as well went from like 3.5 mil down to 3 mil flat. You've got Mateus Cunha at 60,000 coins. Kvaratskhelia is 285K. You know, you've got Palmer down here at 160K. Olise's under 300. And of course, you still have the David Alaba, who has not gotten an updated price range yet at 100,000 coins. I want to speak about this card just for a second more, because as we were talking about in the stream yesterday, these Joga Bonito cards have dropped off so much from when they first came into packs, right? We expected that because there wasn't that much supply. There weren't any tradable packs in the store. They've been supplied all weekend by Weekend League rewards now to this point. And if you think about where prices were on like Friday night, right? Palmer was around 700,000 coins. Kvaratskhelia was also around 700K. Olise was 600,000 coins himself. David Alaba, before his price range mistake, was 230K. And he's about 50% or a little bit more than 50% down from that point, while a lot of the other cards in this promo team are way further than 50% down. Like Palmer, 160K, right? He was 700K, as we were mentioning. Vitinha was like 3 point something mil. You know, that maybe that's not the best percentage to shout out for that one, but like Mateus Cunha was 200K. Now he's 62,000 coins, way less than half of his current price. is this David Alaba card worth 100K is what I'm starting to ask. Or if soon, before EA actually update his price range, is he going to be listed up on the market as people start listing this card? Because, you know, for sure, he's been listed at 100,000 coins. I haven't been sitting here trying to snipe this card, but I mean, there's probably a decent number of these that have been packed over the weekend, and he's been sniped up every time. Is this card actually worth more than 100K? Like, I think at first glance it would be, but then when you look at the rest of the team and how much the prices have dropped, maybe it's not, or maybe it's going to be right around 100,000 coins. So if I was somebody that had that card, I would be very careful. I think you still want to wait until the price range gets updated, but there's no knowing when people may start mass listing that card if people start to get worried about the actual price of it, if they think it's actually not worth 100K. I think he should be like 120K, but we'll just have to see what happens. Of course, guys, with these Jogo Bonito cards, if there's one that you want to try for your team, I think today is going to be a decent day to do that. Whether you pick them up early in the morning hours today on Monday, or if you wait until like late night, Monday night, with the end of weekend league rewards, the final bit of major supply for these cards, and then you watch them rise into Tuesday. I think it is a good time to be looking, especially for, you know, maybe a card like the Kvaratskhelia, maybe the Elise, maybe a Frankie de Jong, to watch the prices today on Monday. And if you want to buy one, I think you buy it. I think you use the card and you see where they go over the next couple of days. And I don't think you have to worry too much about prices crashing after today, as much as we saw them drop over the last couple of days. That's the normal movement with promo cards and on a normal weekend. And I think that'll be the case this weekend as well. Even for a card like Ricardo Quaresma, man, like this dude just keeps going lower every time I look at his card. I picked it up at 560 for a quick flip. Now, one thing to mention with this Quaresma is we're all going to be getting a loan version of him today. I think it's a 5-game loan or something like that from the Gauntlet rewards. So that may actually hurt his price or a little bit of his demand on the market, which could maybe make him drop. But I wanted to mention that there. I'm going to try to flip him before we get to the content drop today, as the one that I bought was priced at 560K. Speaking of the rest of the market, we've got Thunderstruck cards that are still doing pretty well. I mean, obviously yesterday Madrid did not do well against Celta Vigo. So, you know, Bellingham did not move towards his next upgrade. They scored 0 goals. It was 2-0 Celta Vigo. And so that was not good for Bellingham's card. The other Madrid cards I'd be a little bit careful with at the moment in terms of Thunderstrucks, but like even Jude Bellingham's price is not down that much, and a lot of the Thunderstrucks continue to hold their value pretty well. What we're waiting for now are the upgrades. Yesterday, Juan Jesus, Julian Brandt, and Maradona clinched upgrades to be given out soon, along with the massive list of players that are still due upgrades from the games on Saturday. Probably the biggest Thunderstruck card yesterday that got hyped up and moved a lot in price was this David Beckham. He went from, well, his lowest price of 130,000 coins on earlier in the week last week, but he went from 199K yesterday all the way to 280. Right now he's 270,000 coins. A lot of people are hyping this card up, saying that he's pretty good. I mean, I do have him in my team. I can say that he is pretty good. Is he that good? That I'm not quite sure about. But Manchester United, which he is live and upgrading for, do play today against Wolves. And if they do win, and how many goals do they need to score? I think they are most likely just going to get the win. Yeah, they'd have to score 7 goals on Wolves today to get the double upgrade. But if they do win, he'll get a roll plus in all of his different positional roles. So that's pretty big for an upgrade boost there. Of course, you already got the Tiki Taka, and he is fun to try in game. But that price seems a little bit steep for just a one-day rise. We'll see how that continues to move. Now, let's move into talking about today on Monday with a little bit more of market discussion with the FC Pro cards. And we are on Group D today, guys. So basically, if you take a look at the FC Pro team or think about the players that have not had a chance to play yet for upgrades, they are playing today. Like Sandro Tonali, one of the most expensive cards in this promo team. Actually, I think he's the most expensive card in the FC Pro squad. Him and his pro and this Group D are playing today. Choupo-Moting, Teze, Bremer, Tonali, Ginter, and the SBC Savinho are all the live cards that are happening today. You guys know the drill. Sell it into the hype and sell it into the hype early. Remember how last week Garnacho went from 225,000 coins all the way down to like 130K, I believe it was, like on this last week of Monday, right? Yeah, 220K down to 138. How bad is the Tonali drop going to be today? I don't know the answer to that. I just know it's probably going to drop a lot. Same thing with Bremer. So sell those into the hype and sell them early if you still have any of those cards hanging around on or in your club. Now, more cards to watch. We got to mention these UCL prime times again, because these cards are chasing upgrades, and if they're not even really close to an upgrade, it's the fact that they could obtain an upgrade soon, or that they're going to be progressing towards an upgrade in the next couple of days, especially for a Champions League card. For anybody who's playing on Tuesday or Wednesday, you're going to want to keep a close watch on these because their prices have been rising if you take a look at their graphs. But I do think that these are going to continue to get talked about a bit more, and they could continue to rise. I just picked up 2 Barcolas for 329,000 coins. I looked at his graph and I was like, okay, he hasn't moved up that much yet. His low point seems to be about 330, and he's hit 350 almost in the past couple of days. But when you take a look of a graph at like this, Felix Dementia, look at his graph over the past 2 weeks, right? Got really low during Black Friday, and now here we are just on a straight rise. But then look in the last 2 days, 98K this card was Saturday morning, and now he's 133,000 coins. Dortmund have a good chance of winning, you would think, on their matchup that they're playing on Wednesday. They're playing against Bodo Glimt. They're heavy favorites. So, that's something to watch out for there. But just double check the Footbin tracker for all these cards. See where they're at in terms of progression. I think the cards that actually have the biggest chance to move the most in price would be players that have not gotten a goal or assist, if they're an attacker / midfielder, or if they're a defender / CDM, a clean sheet, because that's the actual quick play style boost and a roll plus boost that some of these cards would be due in the next couple of days at the end of this week. We're waiting for a lot of upgrades right now. By the end of the week, we're going to have FC Pro cards, UCL Primetime cards, and the Thunderstrucks that will be deserving upgrades. So hopefully EA don't mess those upgrades up, and hopefully they do them very, very soon. And of course, speaking of upgrades, we still have this Rodrigo De Paul that we are waiting to see upgraded today. Hopefully today. I would assume it would be today, and hopefully that means EA will get back on updating the price ranges of that Alaba card too today on this game. So that's kind of the market situations that I want to talk over right now. Other than that, I'm mostly just doing quick flip trades, and like I talked about with the Quaresma, stuff that I'm not going to hold on to for very long, except for these UCL cards. I would sell those in the hype on the day of the game. Probably is the best time to do that. So if you have a Saliba, or if you have maybe one of those Felix Dementias or a Graham Hansen that you've been holding on to, maybe you invested while some of these cards got re-released in packs and you've been waiting for this moment, I think you can keep waiting for the next couple of days, but selling in the hype is going to be the best decision that you make with those cards as well. And just again, trading on the market in general, market's doing okay. Like, we still had some good flips yesterday. Low tier works very, very good. Get on bids, get on fluctuation flips like this Tony Cruz. I'm selling him at 95K, 94,000 coins, and I think you could still win him on bid if you get a little bit lucky for like 85 to 87. You could turn around and flip him right away with a good chemistry style for 95 to 97K. And that's really good coins right there. A couple thousand per card, easy flips. Watch out for those, and watch out for the chem style trades as well. As I mentioned, like with the Alexandro card and some of these Joga Bonitos, some of them sell for a bit more with a good chem style applied. Now, let's talk about today's real content, guys, and that is the Player of the Month, Claudia Pina SBC. As it has been leaked, this is her official card. This SBC is going to take over today, man. I mean, not for the fact that the card is a crazy upgrade and that it would be crazy value. I would be shocked if EA made this SBC crazy value, but it's just the fact that it's Claudia Pina. Usually we're looking for like Vinny Jr. and Mbappe Player of the Month and even Lamine Yamal type of Player of the Month, right? But this year, with Claudia Pina being the most overpowered and just well-known, recognized card in this game for how good she is, I think a lot of people are going to do this SBC. I'm even contemplating doing this SBC as well because I have not used Pina that much in this game. So many people are going to be in that same boat, right? They won't want to miss out because they know that she's so good. She is the marquee card for this year. And the stats are not that great in comparison to the gold card. Like, you're getting just some small boost, +1 pace and +1 shooting off of the base gold card. However, this one has finesse instead of the low driven plus, and that's why we got to watch this Cornerstones card. I'm not saying I'm going to invest in this Cornerstones card at all today. All I would say is there's maybe a slight chance that once the SBC comes out, if it is very overpriced, let's say EA make it 600K, which would be crazy, right? Fodder's not that expensive, shouldn't be that expensive at all. But if they overprice it like crazy because they know a lot of people are going to want to do it, then maybe this Cornerstones Pina does have a bit of a rise. But honestly, guys, if this SBC is anywhere near 500K or below, which I still think 500K may be a little bit expensive, but if it's at that price or below, it is going to be completed by so many people. There's no way EA make this cheap though, right? Like, they know everybody's going to do this anyway, so why would they make it cheap? You know what I'm saying? We were surprised with the price of the Lamine Yamal a little bit. I don't think we're going to be surprised by the price on this one. I bet it will be leaked before the content drop today how much this card costs. So let me know in the comments if you're going to do the Peanut Player of the Month with the Finesse. I really love Finesse now in this game. I think a lot of people do. Low Driven is still very good, but I feel like Finesse is more fun now. And I feel like they may even be more powerful than they were before, and they convert more often with the new goalkeeper updates that just happened. So I'm excited for this card just to try it out. I'll probably change the card design to make it look a little more unique, but so many people are going to start crafting that one today, and that makes me wonder, are other strikers and left wingers going to actually go down on the market because people are going to be putting Peanut into their team? And there's absolutely a possibility of that. Any 200,000 coin plus left wing or left mid player, I think, would be in a little bit of danger for drops today. I mentioned 200,000 coins as a price barrier because, like, you know, this would be the type of card that if you bought Rafael Leao and you're using him as your left wing or your striker, but you're like, nah, I'm going to get Peanut instead, this might be a card that you sell to then go afford the fodder to do the Peanut SBC. That's how a lot of people would probably look at this if they've got a tradable left wing, left mid striker in their team that they would want to sell to then go afford the Peanut SBC. So there could be some drops there. And there also are a lot of people asking, Nate, should I invest in cards that would link to Claudia Pina? Do I need to buy this Bonmati? Do I need to buy Puteus? Do I need to buy other Barcelona links? And to me, I don't think a lot of people struggle with linking Claudia Pina, especially because she's in so many people's teams already. Do you really need to invest in a link investment for a card that so many people already have cards to link with? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that a card like this would rise like crazy today. Maybe she can go up like 10 to 20,000 coins. This would probably be one of the best options that you would want to keep an eye on if there were to be a card that would go up in links to Claudia Pina, because Bonmati is super hype right now. That it literally is a perfect link, and she is out of packs. Her promo card is in packs. The gold card is out. So I do believe that that card would move up a little bit, but I'm not investing. And then fodder, right? Like I mentioned, we've got a couple of reasons why fodder can go up. This Claudia Pina is one of them. I think if you invested in fodder, if you got the 85, 6s, 7s, or 8s right now, even 89s, I would hold. Lazy list them. I do think fodder can rise up in the next couple of days. And one of the reasons, which we've already kind of alluded to, is because we have the Gauntlet that is releasing today. Ultimate Gauntlet number 6. Crazy. This is the 6th time through this mode. It's still only 3 rounds. EA have not increased from 3 rounds to 5 rounds. We do know that at some point they will go up. I don't know if they'll go from 3 to 5 or if they'll do 4 rounds first, but this is once again my favorite game mode that they have released so far in this year's game. And the rewards this week look really solid. Of course, the objective is not out yet, but you can see the rewards in game. But this tweet right here really summarizes it pretty well for how the rewards are looking. You got the Joga Bonito and Dye from Everton as the group reward. You got an 86x3, 83-10, 82-10, an 80x7, and an 81x3 with a lone Quaresma and 3 Evos, including a Brazil Silver Skiller evolution. If you guys remember, there was a Brazil silver pack that was added to the code a few days ago that was like, what is going to be the need for a pack that gives you 12 Brazilian silvers, all, I think it was all silver, maybe even all rare. Maybe there's something to do with this one, since this is called the Brazil Silver Skiller Evo. I don't know what this is. I don't know what sort of boost it is going to give, but it is a part of the Ultimate Gauntlet rewards, so be on the lookout for that. You get a Shadow Striker plus plus and also a First Touch plus playstyle evolution inside of this, and there's the Lone Quaresma for 7 games. Now, one thing I want to mention with this is all these objectives that we just looked through with those packs are for playing games. There are no winning or anything like that. No perfect round as a part of these objective rewards. These are all score in a certain number of games or play a certain number of games. There will be a bonus objective, which allegedly is going to give another 83 and 82 by 10 and 85 to 89. And an 85 to 87. So that's probably your, like, you know, win certain number of games, get the perfect round and stuff like that. But Gauntlet, again, for the fun that it is using the different squads and for the rewards that it gives, that is worth playing, especially this week. You know, we've got the Season 3 Evo Tournament Cup that is still going on, but it's not like we're slammed with live events like we felt like we were even last week with all the Flash live events during the Thunderstruck promo. I mean, we don't have the Silver Superstars League again for another week, so that's wide open. So basically finishing FUT Champs, getting your Rivals games in, playing a little bit of Rush. We got to talk about Rush because there is an objective expiring today. But really, Gauntlet's going to be the main mode. And when you get those packs and with how solid those packs look, I think it will be worth playing the Gauntlet. Now, let's talk about Rush for a second because if you're like me and you forgot to play it over the weekend, you've got, well, until content today to get the Yan Koto card and really most importantly, the 1500 SP that is involved here. Again, you got to play 5, win 3, assist 1 goal and 5 separate, score 5, or get 40,000 for the 5 before content drop today. Remember, EA said that we were going to be getting a second of these Flash Rush events. This one is going to be, the new one is going to be related to the Wilfried Zaha card. So be looking out for that one. I think it would drop today if this one's going to expire today. So if you're going to be like me and try to finish this right away last second, get those Rush games in. This objective for Leonardo Fernandez, you've got plenty of time for, but that might be a part of today's content on Monday as well. And lastly, a new upgrade pack because our 80 plus times 2, I think it is, and maybe even other upgrade packs are going to expire today. Now, personally, an upgrade pack grind right now is just not worth it unless they allow us to just turn in common golds. You know, like I haven't done very many at all of the upgrade packs that we have right now in this game. Even during last week, during the Thunderstruck promo, I wasn't doing any of the 80 pluses and stuff like that. And unless they only require non-rares today, commons, like if they say, you know, 6 commons and 1 rare, then I'd be like, okay, then that would be an upgrade pack grind that I would maybe partake in a bit because it would feel worth it and it would not completely, you know, rinse my club of rares, which I'm already literally toast on. I have like no rares right now. I was trying to do the 84x3s and I'm paying coins every day to do those, which is a sneaky way from EA to try to drain coins from our account. So be very careful if you're doing that as well. Try to be smart with that. Make sure you're doing the league SBCs that are still available. If you've got the regular mixed league SBC, you might have a lot of bronzes and silvers in your club that you could put into that and actually get a league SBC done for very cheap, if not free, and then get yourself some rare golds and common golds back into the club for putting into the upgrade packs as we mentioned there. So that'll be today's content on Monday, but it's all about the Peanut Player of the Month. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. You know, I am going to do it like I mentioned. I know some people will be very against it and other people will be like, you know what, she's kind of the card this year. Let's try it out. Again, it's all going to come down to the price though. With the Finesse Plus change, will they make it cheap? Will they make it okay? Or will they make it crazy expensive? Let's find out together today, guys. If you want to come by the stream and check it out with us, we'll be live here on YouTube and, of course, on Twitch as well. And I will see you guys there. Have a great Monday. It's been Nate for the Accountant. Catch you later. Peace out.